What's going on, everybody? My name is Jordan Steen, also known as Serial Entrepreneur. You may have seen me from my YouTube channel, maybe a Facebook page, business post, or maybe an ad, something like that. But this is going to be a quick video on how to actually utilize the digital marketing audit to land customers, land clients for your business. This method has been proven time and time again from myself. I've done it about 7 to 8 times now, so 8 different clients have bought this, and then once I started that, I got into my school, and the story goes on from there. But from myself, my students in my actual course are landing clients using it. I have viewers who contact me on a regular basis. You might have seen this video before on YouTube. Most people have. It's actually the first video that comes up if you type in digital marketing audit or social media marketing audit on YouTube. And the reason why is because this marketing audit seriously just works, okay? And basically, there's a couple steps to, ensuring the sale, but what I want to go into is, number one, what is the purpose of the digital marketing audit? All right, and what the audit does is it looks at the business from an online perspective, so everything they're doing from their website to social media pages to search engine optimization to pay-per-click ads, email marketing, all of that. And what it does is it says, okay, Mr. Business Owner, your business looks like this online. This is where you have a presence, and this is where you're doing good in that presence. And this is where you have a presence and where you're doing bad in that presence, okay? And this is where we will show you how you can easily change some of the things you're doing and basically get better results from your digital marketing efforts, right, for their business. And that's what the digital marketing audit does. It doesn't try to directly sell them, but by giving them the value from that digital marketing audit and giving them a free tool that they can use to instantly make improvements to their business, they're going to love you for it. And the best part is what the whole purpose also shows is you guys know, if you've been in digital marketing, there's 5 parts that I refer to as SWEPs. You guys might have heard that acronym before if you've watched my videos, but SWEPs basically is the 5 pieces to digital marketing. So the first S being social media marketing, website design and development, email marketing and automation, pay-per-click ads, and search engine optimization. So those are the 5 pieces, and out of those 5 pieces, you have to use them all together to make and combine the best marketing platform, the best marketing campaigns for a business. Most business owners don't realize that just in social media, there's hundreds of different parts that you have to pay attention to. Then the same thing with web design and development, the same thing with email marketing and automation, and so on and so forth. Do you guys get the picture? So even if you gave them a list of things that they could do to make improvements, they still probably wouldn't be able to increase conversions and sales and ultimately sales for their business, because that's what they care about, right? So that's kind of the point of the digital marketing audit. We're going to show them where they can make those improvements. They're going to get overwhelmed because they're going to see a list of all these improvements that they need to make, but you're giving them how to do it. That's the thing. You tell them, this is how you can do this improvement, blah, 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 blah. And that's all. You're saying, this is how you can do it. Go ahead, try to do it. And you just laugh and wait for them to call you. That's the point of the digital marketing audit. And it also shows them, again, where they're doing good, where they're doing bad, what their competition is doing, and how they look. That's another key component in your digital marketing audit. Have somewhere where you compare them to the competition so they can see, well, damn, the competition's doing this. Why am I not doing this? That's why they look good and maybe I don't. So again, that's just the point of the digital marketing audit. And just some real quick steps so you guys understand how this works when trying to acquire a client. The steps to the sale are very simple. Number 1, you create that digital marketing audit, so give value and build relationship. That's the first step to any sale, right? You want to give them value and build the relationship. That's the point of the digital marketing audit. That's the giving value part. You're going to give them that, hopefully get a meeting with them, and that's where you go over the digital marketing audit. This is meeting number 1, where you go over the digital marketing audit, the good and the bad, and the improvements that they can make. And then once you have that meeting, you try and close them, and by close, I mean setting a second meeting. You're not trying to sell them here, you're trying to close them on another meeting, all right? After you do this value meeting and you find out more about their business, what their goals are, what their revenue is like, what their budget is like, all of that information about their business, Then you set into meeting number 2 where you pitch the proposal. And there's a whole video that I have on YouTube going over the proposal and how you guys would want to put it together. You can check that out there. But pitching the proposal is step number 2, all right? And once you pitch the proposal, all you're going to do is go in and say, look, Mr. Business Owner, again, from the Digital Marketing Audit, this is where we saw some good. This is where we saw bad. This is how you can make those improvements. What improvements did you try to make? All of that. Okay, good. So here's what we can actually do to start making those improvements if you take on my business to run your marketing. So then all you do is you pitch them your little pitch, you show them how much money you're going to charge them and what you're going to do, and then 2 things will happen. You'll either close them or you'll repitch them, and you have to, or so basically you'll close them, that's, you get a sale, yay for you, or you have to repitch them, meaning they didn't necessarily want to buy it then, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're out of game, right? They could just, you might have pitched them too high of a budget, it might not have hit all the goals that they're trying to achieve, something like that. So you need to dig around. If they say, well, I just don't know, you need to figure out why. Or it's just a straight up no-go and you're like, all right, well, this is not going to happen, so let me move forward. But that's it. This is why this has been so helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and get straight into the video so you guys can see more about how it's done and how to actually put your audit together. Just combine that with the template that I sent you in your email and you're good to go. You can start landing clients. So here's the video. Oh, and one last thing. In the video, this is actually when I very first started getting into recording. I didn't have a nice camera and setup, so you guys please forgive me for the audio a little bit, shaky, but it is all good value. You can hear everything, you can see everything fine. It's just I didn't have the best setup then, but you can see obviously things have changed for me since then. But anyway, guys, enjoy the video.
I put together this audit actually last night. This is a company that I really want to work for. It's actually a club in Atlanta. And so I put this together for them and sent it over yesterday, but I'm going to kind of walk through and just go through how I put it together. So, all right, you should be able to see the screen now. And you'll see up here, obviously, just the name of the restaurant and bar, or of the club that I'm doing, name here, business name, date that I put it together, who it's prepared by, which is me. And then I start with their social media. So obviously we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Pinterest, and Snapchat. Those are the big ones you're going to want to focus on. LinkedIn is one, but that's more B2B or when a company is focusing on human resources. So it might be good if you're looking into temp agencies. LinkedIn is going to be a platform you're going to want to use because they do a lot of recruiting. So if you're marketing for them, it might be a good thing to use. And there is a lot of money in temp agencies. So that's your niche, definitely worth looking at and getting very good at LinkedIn. So Tongue and Groove is a club in Atlanta, like I said. These are all their social media links right here. Obviously, Snapchat doesn't have one, so you can, I just put the tag name. It's kind of hard to pull information for Snapchat still, just because there aren't really many tools out there that kind of analyze that. So then you can see the profile names right here for each page, how many followers each page has, and then the posting frequency. So we'll just start with Facebook, and that's actually what I kind of do first is I put all the URLs in here and get all this back-end information first. So you can see up at the top I have all my websites open. This kind of just helps you move through them quicker if you already have it all open. So that's what you want to start with first. So I dive into Facebook really quick, and we just take a look at their overall website. So the profile image, is that good? Is it clear? The banner or the cover image, is that good? Does it relate to their restaurant or bar or club or whatever your niche is? For me, I usually, with restaurants and bars, I typically tend to tell them to have a great picture of some food or drinks, whatever it is that they promote to go along here. For this club, they have a picture of what looks to be like a poppin' night. That's really what they want to do. They have promotions for some of their other stuff. They kind of have it on point. I would suggest maybe a little bit clearer of an image right here. Kind of looks a little blurry, so that's about it for that. Check out the About section next. Just make sure they have all their information. Do they have contact information? Maybe information right here about the general manager. Let's see, what else do we have? The phone number, all of that, the location, is that set? Do they have a description? Because they're kind of missing a description about their business. The story right here, they just have, these little things. And I actually didn't mention that. I didn't even look at the story because I was thinking club like. So that'll probably be something I actually mentioned back to them in the email that I send them again. But you can see they sell tickets here, and then they have their website. So that's pretty decent. We'll go back to the home page. You see they have their button active. Every business page should have some sort of button here. Theirs is a call now. They could probably do something for booking tables, stuff like that. You can see right here they have table reservations, events, all this stuff. They probably could make that one of their buttons, or that the button if they're trying to push it more. But I guess they're going more for general inquiries, so it's not that big of a deal. You want to check out their likes as well, see how many likes they have. They have about 24,000, or almost 25,000. Their main competitor, which is Club Opera in Atlanta, has about almost 100,000 followers. So with regards to a club in Atlanta, there's definitely room for growth there. Look at some of their content, what they're promoting. So it looks like most of their content is people who are coming in, or celebrities, stuff like that, social influencers that they're using. And then just promotion of specific nights. So Mondays is Ladies Free All Night with the RSVP, $20 hookah. They do a lot of event promotion, and then pictures, obviously, because they're a club. So that's decent. They're not doing a lot. So here's where actually we'll use our first tool, which is Likealizer. You can see right here, likealizer.com. And you just put in their information when you go to Likealizer. It's their website URL, and then hit enter. It'll bring all this up, and this goes through an analysis. So create more engaging posts. Like I was saying, they don't have much engagement on their posts. They're not asking questions or doing things or saying things to get people kind of involved with them. Ask more questions of your fans. Like I said, review the length of their posts. Some of them are a little too long. I'll get to that in a second. Encourage your fans to ask more questions for you to answer, and then increase the variety in your posts. So like I said, a lot of it was the same stuff. It's not very engaging. Right here, this is going to be the first section. You check, their website, their username's correct, website. Do they have milestones made on their page, which is, kind of like objectives. Pages liked, have they liked other business pages and connected with, other businesses in the area? That's a very good thing to do, especially for cross promotion. Their page performance, how many likes they have. Obviously, the amount of likes they have is good. Because 24,000 is a lot of likes regardless of what size business you are. Like growth though is 2%, so they're not doing a lot of growth on their like count recently. I think this actually checks within the past, for this section only, checks within like the past year. The PTAT, so you can actually click these, and if you don't know what any of this means, you can actually click it and kind of get, you can see engagement rate, gives you a little description. But this is basically how many likes you have. So you can see right here, your engagement rate is calculated by taking the total PTAT, which is this number right here, and then people talking about this, and divide by the total number of likes. So 479 people divided by that gives you 1.94%. That's not very high considering how many likes they have and their club, so they should be getting a lot of engagement if they're doing really cool events and stuff like that. So this could be a lot higher. You go to post by pages. So this is what you would look at first. How many posts are they posting on a regular basis, on a daily or weekly basis? And right here it says 1.97 posts, so almost 2 posts per day, which is good. But with the club, they could be doing more on Facebook, maybe 3. You don't want to push it too much, but at least they're posting once or twice a day, so that's good. Likes, comments, and shares per post, average is 3. That's awful, considering how many people are following their pages. They do 91.7% pictures or video, and then 8.3% textual. So that needs to be adjusted a little. Not so many pictures, more text involved. They're not getting enough engagement because they're not asking or posing the right questions or saying the right things to capture their audience. Also, their timing is off, so they're not posting pictures and comments and stuff like that at the right time. Length of post, less than 100 characters. So they're doing some that are too long, or some that just aren't even enough characters to even register as a decent post. So curiosity, you should ask more questions, like I was saying earlier. And they're not using hashtags, which as a club in Atlanta, that's one thing. If you're a restaurant in a big city, period, that's what you have to do. That's called geo-targeting or geolocating. And that kind of, people who are in that area and tag specific hashtags around, that's how if you go on Twitter and you'll see things that are trending, that's because a lot of people are tagging that hashtag or that specific page or topic. So that's how you build that, local viral interaction, by using hashtags. You can look at posts by others. I don't really look at this too much. It just kind of goes into engagement, but I'll get into that, and I do that myself. But this is where you're going to pull some of your information from right here on Likealizer. And you can see right here my Facebook audit. Let me go down a little. You can see where I posted it in my Facebook audit. All right, so next you want to look at, and Facebook takes the longest because this is where a lot of interaction really happens online with business pages other than their actual website. So make sure their map is set, their location, messages, website, times they're open, stuff like that. Um, Obviously, they're not open right now, but you can see if you click Saturday, it'll show you their busiest hours. Same for Friday and Thursday. There you go. You want to make sure all that's set. Then check the reviews. They have 1,083 reviews. They're doing a great job there. And then you just kind of want to check out the review, not each review specifically, but you want to see if the brand is engaging with these people. So not just liking it, because you can see right here, they actually liked it. There's Tongue and Groove ATL. They liked it, but they didn't comment. And they don't do it for any of them. They like all the posts that are good, but they don't comment. And then their other issue is, for example, this 1 star, this is the one I posted on my page or on the review, but this one right here, they didn't even post a like, they didn't add a comment, and this person had a terrible experience. So these are some things that they definitely need to work on and start engaging with their customers to make sure that, they're following up with them and giving them opportunities to make their business better. So for the most part, that's it. You might want to take a look at some of these side columns over here and make sure the business is doing the right thing. Um, they have the right things here. So for a restaurant or bar, I always check and see if they have a menu here. If they don't have a menu posted, they need to have a menu posted. They're a restaurant or bar. So then I go to the audit and I do the pros of the page. You can see right here, profile image good, call to action button set, good images, about section complete. Although, like I said, I would probably need to change that and adjust that. Cons, no menu section for drinks, no interaction with reviews or comments. I posted that picture. Um, let's see, no more another picture of no interaction, no questions, lacking face. So you can kind of go back in here and actually not really copy paste, but use some of those as some of the cons. And then I post the pictures of their page performance and then gave recommendations as to what they can do to actually make their pages better. So next is going to be Instagram. And with Instagram, you kind of want to do the same thing, except for you don't really have a tool to use, so you kind of just do this manually. So you look at their actual page, do the same thing, look at their content, make sure their pictures are good. Biggest thing is going to be up here. You want their name to be relevant, so that needs to be relevant. You want followers to be decent, which 9,100 followers is okay. They could do better for sure. Description, what you do. They chose to put a phone number. That's fine. You can do that. And then right here, you want to have this bio link utilized. You definitely want to have a link of some sort in there, whether it be directed to your Facebook page, your Twitter page, which I wouldn't recommend ever doing to your Twitter page, but to your Facebook page or to your website. Either way is fine. Some people like to think that you can do it towards your Facebook page, and that'll do better for SEO because it's building more tiers to your links. So that could be one way to approach it. It kind of depends on you and what you think is the professional. So next thing you're gonna want to do, and this is one thing I include, do a search really quick, and you're gonna type tongue and groove, and then it'll bring up a search result, and this kind of shows. So there's their business page. You don't want to click that. You actually want to click this. Usually it shows a little location icon, and when you click this, so it tags everybody who has ever tagged their location when they show up. It's going to show the pictures that they posted when they tagged their location. So look, this she's not even at Tongue and Groove, but she's obviously going out tonight. So that's what she tagged. And as you can see, so if you click on some of the posts, you can see Tongue and Groove has not commented anything. I don't even know if they've liked it. I can't exactly check that, but they definitely haven't commented. So that's not good. All of these posts have Tongue and Groove, like Seth Maddock. I'm guessing that's Seth right here. He tagged Tongue and Groove, but it doesn't look like Tongue and Groove said anything. Tongue and Groove should have definitely gotten on here, because if you go check out Seth, Seth has another 5,100 followers. Okay, I guarantee you there are probably some followers of Seth that aren't following Tongue and Groove. So it's just a way to reach back out. And then you go down a little further, and you got stuff like this. Other people commenting and stuff like that, and they're not really, going into anything specific about what they're posting about. Like I was saying, basically no interaction with any of the posts. But this is a really good page to show them because they don't know that they're not doing this. Um, so what I do is when I come to Instagram, obviously I have the pros and cons of the page that we just looked at, but I also include this at the very bottom because most people don't know this. Like about 95% of businesses don't do this. But I'll include this little note: customers are tagging your location with no reciprocated engagement. And for this bar, they have hundreds of missed opportunities to be interacting with people. So I put the link right there so they can go view it. Then I'll give them an example where they didn't post anything, give them a recommendation about it, and then recommendations about the page itself. Post at least twice a day for Instagram, considering the size of their followers, engage with customers, engage with customers, engage with customers. That's what they really need to do. And then I said for them to point it towards their Facebook page for SEO building, and then use way more video because video is very, very good on Instagram. For them, they could probably even try Instagram stories. I'm not 100% sure if they've been doing that yet because those kind of go away in a day, and I just started following them on Instagram, so I'll definitely be sure to keep track of that and make sure they're doing that as well. Twitter. Twitter's the next one, and as you can see right here, they have a lot of followers. They're following a lot. They have a lot of followers, a lot of likes, and then a lot of tweets. So the issue then is the fact that they haven't posted since June 2016. So that would be a big thing. And the biggest issue with that is they have a ton of people who come to their location. So you can do the same thing with Twitter actually. And you can type tongue and groove, and it'll show you people who have either tagged business page itself or hashtagged, where is it? There's a hashtag tongue and groove too. I saw it the other day. But these are people tagging their page on Twitter. You can see 7 likes here. It's not a ton, but it's still interaction that they're getting that they're not taking advantage of. DJ Weapons here tagged at tongue and groove, and there was no response to that, anything like that. So you can see they're missing out on some opportunities here as well. But we'll go back to the page. You want to make sure all this is utilized. Their website page, I would say probably for Twitter, for them to keep it pointed either at their website or at their Facebook page, since that's where most of their social influencers would probably want to also tag to as well. But they definitely need to get back on Twitter and establish their presence because there are a ton of this is where social influencers live, and they are big with social influence. So this is where they need to live for sure. So you can see all this here. Then you just kind of go back through the digital audit and you do the same thing, what the pros are of the page. And really the only pro, since they haven't been doing it for a while, is they have a good amount of followers. Not really even a good amount of followers. They could have way more. And then just a bunch of the cons. Haven't posted in a long time. No list built. So let me go into the list really quick. If you guys haven't built a list yet, it's very good for building niche connections with other people in your industry or in the industry that you're servicing. So for me, when you go in here, you can see I have 5 lists made. Here we are. Okay, so PR Atlanta, restaurant news, food industry, miscellaneous, bloggers and critics, and then restaurants, bars in Atlanta. So I have 43 members added to that. It's just a way for you to segment people in your industry or people, maybe potential clients, people who could help you out somehow. So list building is definitely good, and as a club, they are definitely going to want to do that for social influencers. They would want to do one for PR, stuff like that. So, and they're not utilizing that function. So that's one thing they should definitely be doing. All right, give them the recommendations. You can post pictures of stuff if you want to make it more visually appealing. It's up to you. Google Plus, same kind of thing. Most businesses don't usually have this claimed. As you can see, Tongue and Groove has nothing, no image, nothing. So they would want to go in here and obviously just at the very least add content and then update it with a bunch of pictures at one time, because a lot of people aren't checking Google Plus for club information. They go to Facebook, they go to their website, they go to Snapchat, they go to Instagram, stuff like that. So it's not super important that they use this, but they do need to have information and pictures on there. And so that's basically what I told them in the audit right here. Observations, recommendations. You don't always have to do a pros and cons, especially if the page isn't set up. They know the pros if it's set up. They know the cons if it's not set up, or at least the general ones. Like if the page is set up, you have your page set up. Good. Con, if your page isn't set up, your page isn't set up. That's the con. So you don't have to necessarily, give them too much information, but at least give them enough to know what you're talking about, or so they know what you're talking about. Going to YouTube, that will be the next one. So you can see they have what? It's like 10 videos on here, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so like 12 or 13 videos. None of the last video was posted 2 years ago. They started doing it 5 years ago, and they kind of stopped. They were doing like a video a year, it seemed, or not a video, like 2 or 3 videos a year, it seemed like. And they stopped doing it about 2 years ago. So they're a club, So one of the things that I'm trying to do is I'm going to offer, or I have offered to make them a free hype video. And I would want to do this for them at least once a month. Like those cool videos you always see on social media where, say it's like one of those water slide parks or something, and they have, probably 100 people there at this water park going down this gigantic slide, and it just looks like a really great time. That's what I would want to do for this club. You see this image up here, it looks like a blast. They're having a rave or something down there, but they don't really have a video promoting that. I mean, they do, but it was all 2 years ago. So I would want to do this on a monthly basis and then advertise that through Facebook and get people excited about the events coming up, so that's kind of the idea behind using YouTube, at least for this particular business, and that's what I would do. That's one of the things I'm going to offer them. So, not only am I going to offer to do this digital audit for free, which I've already done, but I'm going to offer to do a hype video for free. This is a big client potentially. So, the bigger the client, the more value you give them, the more likely they already want to use you, especially if you can prove to them that your services are good. So it's kind of what I'm going after too. So that's YouTube. And then you go through set up but not active, last post 2 years ago, create a channel that highlights events, community engagement, and hype videos. All right, then we got Pinterest. For this particular club, or for clubs in general, I don't really think a Pinterest page is necessary. They could do one if they wanted to, but you can see they don't have anything on here about their actual bar. Like I said, I don't think it's super important, but you would just want to go through. So let me see. I think Thumbs Up Diner had a good one. No, it was Landmark. And actually, none of these guys have a good one. Oh, wait. So when you do this, actually, see how it says all pins? You're going to want to check people or boards. Okay, so let's do Landmark, because I just did them. And I believe they have one. Here we are. So you can go to their page and see what their boards are about. For restaurants, this would be okay. You do stuff on how to create foods, just cool little things about diners and stuff like that. Just pictures of diners. People like diners. Pictures of desserts, stuff like that. So you could do a cool board and definitely make it interesting. But, for a club, not really necessary. I just put general information on there. They could just set it up, create, 2 or 3 boards. They don't really have to update it often, but it's good for SEO because it gives Google another place to crawl and kind of find your information again, stuff like that. So could be beneficial. LinkedIn, not set up. Again, it's a club, not super important unless they were trying to hire a bunch of people, which they're not going to be, I don't think. And honestly, when I say hire a bunch of people, because it's a club, it's bartenders and stuff like that, you're not necessarily going to go on LinkedIn to hire a bartender, but for people internally. So if they have a graphic design team or a marketing team internally, that's where they could use it. Then I go into web presence. So this is going to be the next big part, and this gives a lot more information on the actual web presence. So Google search engines, review sites, Bing, Yahoo, stuff like that. So I always start with the website first, do a quick look, make sure. So quick tip if you haven't heard this before, this is called above the fold. You see I'm at the very top of the page, above the fold. As soon as I scroll, anything that is, so right here below this area, as soon as I scroll down, this is all below the fold. All right, so above the fold, you want to have the social icons usually. Mailing list is good to have above the fold if you can get it up there. You can see they have all these like options right here, follow options. And then they have, this is called a carousel. It just scrolls through images, their navigational tab, logo, and then below the fold they have all the extra stuff, home, about us, all this stuff, basically site navigation stuff, information about their business, who created the website, all this. So if you're prospecting, this is one good thing to, if you don't know this, click down here for the company that actually made the website. You might be able to get an idea of who's handling their marketing, if it's someone you're going up against, a competitor or something like that, to try and take their marketing. So Red Cat Studios actually did their website. You can see they offer all these services for websites. Looks like newsletter and e-marketing, website maintenance, but it doesn't look like they do actual digital marketing or anything like that. So that's a good thing for me, but they did do their website. Like I said, we have the carousel, everything like this, ads, stuff like that. So going to the audit, we do the pros, all of the necessary information. So do they have contact information present? Do they have an about us section, their homepage, events, because they host events, table service, they have photos, stuff like that. Do they have all the necessary information pertinent to their business? So it's different for each industry, but you're going to want to make sure that each website has the right information. So the pros site is easy to use. That's another important thing. The site needs to be easy to use. The navigation needs to be fluid. It shouldn't be super complicated to find information. Social icons are above the fold, and the sales funnel. So sales funnel are things like this mailing list. Are they utilizing that mailing list properly? Is it above the fold? If I were to submit an email address, does it go to another page? Is it being tracked when people are doing that? That's stuff that they would want to take into consideration, especially if they're using Facebook as their primary source of advertising. You can actually set up an event pixel, which will track, when people sign up here, and then you can re-advertise to them on Facebook because they took that action on your actual website. So, pretty cool feature. That's another subject, though, a lot more complicated. So then we go into the cons. Design needs refreshment. First off, so look at this design, just black. You have pictures, yes, and they have cool pictures here, but just it's very basic. This is supposed to be a club. I don't feel excited going to the site. Now let me show you Club Opera, which they're the ones I told you have almost 100,000 Facebook likes in the Atlanta area. They do it right. Their website page makes you want to party. I'll just put it to you like that. So you can see, kind of comes up with some video graphic. They need to get a faster processor, but it works okay for right now. So they have background music, club music, it's some kind of mix or something. And then they go into video of their actual club. So you can see this right here. I mean, this looks like a lot more fun than Tongue and Groove. That'll start playing again in a second. It's got to catch up. There we go. Like, doesn't that look fun? I mean, that looks like a blast. I'd want to be there. So that's that. They have all their promotions. You can see down here they have their music mix, all their contact information. Social icons are down here, but that's okay. Their video up here looks awesome. They need to get their social icons up here as well, but that's okay. So this is the idea of what I'm trying to pitch to them. That's one of the things I want to do is a website remodel, because they need it if they're trying to compete with them, which they are. So I gave an example of the Gold Room and of Opera. You can see, actually, go to Gold Room too. Gold Room's page is not the exact same, but it does do a good job. So you can see big images of their actual thing, of their actual venue. I would suggest for them getting some music on here too. I think that's a great idea. Opera did a great job putting music on their website. And that's honestly something that every club I think that I'm going to pitch should consider. So that's one thing. But those are just kind of the designs that they're going with. But you can see now why Tongue and Grooves is so boring. So that's one thing I'm kind of proposing to them. And then recommendations are just really redesigned for the website. And like I said, this is just for their website section. So we'll get into other things in a sec. Actually, right now. So review sites and search engines. Now this is where we use our second tool. It's called Yext. Yext.com/pl/entrepreneur/scan. Actually, let me get because you guys will have a hard time finding this. It won't take me long. So this is the link right here, yext.com/pl/entrepreneur/index.html. Um, and you can actually use that link right there to get to this right here. You enter their information, the main phone number, click this, and then it'll bring up all of their listing information. So give it a sec, it'll calculate, shouldn't take too long since I've already done it once. And then it'll show right here, so address information, phone information, business name, which listing, if they're putting a special offer out through that listing, and then the status of whether it's verified through Yext website, which it's not going to be so, because I'm not paying for it yet. And then you can see right here, the red ones are incorrect information. So 2420 Piedmont Road, that's their old location where they used to be. And that's bad because this is on Bing. You know, that's top 3 search engines. You don't want your information wrong on one of the top 3 search engines. People use that search engine. You know, everyone knows Google's God, but Yahoo and Bing still get quite a bit of search traffic. So down here, more incorrect information about their location. Missing a listing at credibility.com. You know, not all of these are huge pages that everybody uses, but for SEO and for dispersing information on search engines, this is important stuff. So you can see all these missing locations. Look, and here's another address, 3089 Peachtree Road. Here's another address, 3340, 2420, 565 is their main address. So, and then 3055, 3089. You know, they have tons of incorrect information on here. So that's why 56% optimization rate. So that's basically saying 44% of the time people aren't getting the correct information. So that's almost half. So, you know, almost 1 out of every 2 people see incorrect information. It's not good. So that's what I set up here. Almost 3 out of every 5 who search don't see your location, name, hours, contact info, or location. Post that little image there for them to see. I try not to include the website so that way they can't go do it themselves. Just a little trick for me. Review listing sites. I post a picture really of what's incorrect, showing they're missing listings, stuff like that. And that's pretty much it for the listing and review sites. So now you're going to want to go to do local SEO. And what we use, or what I use, is called UpCity. And you just want to type in UpCity SEO report card on Google, and it will give you the link to it. You go in there, you enter the information for your place and their for the business you're trying to talk to and their main competitor. And you can see right here, this is where all the information comes up. So, boom, how they're doing online with search results, stuff like that. Compared to Opera, they're not as good. That's one thing they're going to want to work on. So this right here is your rank analysis for keywords. So does your website rank in the top 10 for nightclub in Atlanta in Google? It does, but it's behind Opera, which is their main competitor, which Opera says is sitting at 5. So there's obviously another club out there that's doing a better job. Actually, 4 other clubs out there that are doing a better job than Opera, and about 6 other clubs out there that are doing better than Tongue and Groove. So there's definitely area for improvement. And then does it rank in the top 100? Obviously, if it's number 7, yes. Next is link building. Does your website have more than 100 links? This is going to be for SEO as well. There are softwares actually you can use for link building. You enter in the address, all of the information relevant to the business, and it'll create stuff like that for you. On-site analysis, and this is important. So you can see this is actually the title in the coding for their website. That's a little too long, a little too much information. Wednesday Latin Night Ladies. They don't want that. They want more what they are. So Nightclub Atlanta, which is why I have Nightclub Atlanta. And then they want maybe something very specific like hours, or what's their best night, Friday night, Saturday night, stuff like that. But this is just a little too much information for a title. Website accessibility, how quickly does the site download? So that's one thing they would definitely want to work on. I mean, you can see Opera has a much more detailed site, but it loads apparently a lot quicker than Tongue and Grooves is going to do. So it's not terrible because it's under 5 seconds, but you still want it to be faster. especially in today's world. Trust metrics, this deals with how long your website has been a website. You can see they've had that website domain for 9 years, so that's good. Basically, once you reach over a year, you're pretty much good. And then current indexing, does your website have more than one page indexed in Google, Bing, and Yahoo? And this is going to be important because if you don't have at least one page indexed, which is it's your listing, then you need to get those solved ASAP, which you can do yourself as long as you have the business's information. And that's going to be the most important stuff. You saw at the bottom, same thing here, score summary, and that's pretty much it. So when you go into your audit, you're going to want to talk about each one of the sections that they did that. So there, the title, web recommendations in general, claim outstanding listings, continue progress in SEO efforts, adjust title, refresh website. And that's pretty much it for SEO, for web presence, stuff like that. See, pretty basic. Then I go into a review just to review everything we just kind of discussed. So recommended platforms, must-haves for them, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and Twitter. Post relative content more frequently on all platforms, get more active on Facebook, Instagram, ads engagement with customers, etc. Engage with followers, comments, pictures, posting questions, etc. And then use hashtags in posts for geo-targeting, brand building. Limit the amount of hashtags used per post. Update their website, which was one of the biggest things. Try advertising on social media platforms. You can kind of, when you get used to this, you can tell what someone has advertised. 5 likes, no. 1 like, no. There's no ads being pushed on their Facebook pages. If there were, there'd be a lot higher engagement. And if they are pushing ads and this is all the engagement they're getting, then they need to fire whoever's doing it because that's not good at all. My best guess is they're not spending any money on Facebook advertising though. And then get super active on Snapchat and make sure to post engaging content. So that's basically it. And I give them a little description of why I want to work with them, what I've done in the past, and put my business information.
Again, like I mentioned before, it's helped hundreds of my viewers and students land hundreds of clients, so I know it's going to be beneficial for you if you guys just take the things that I said in that video, plus the template that I sent you in your email. You'll be able to land clients of your own in no time. So just to recap kind of what the digital marketing audit does, basically you're just going to highlight the good about the business, the bad about the business, all with regards to SWEPs or digital marketing. Number 3, how to make the improvements themselves. Don't just give them the improvements they need to make. Tell them how they can make those improvements. That's where the value comes in, because if you just give them something and say, oh, well, here's how to do it, they probably already know what they have to do, they just don't know how to do it yet. So give them a few things from each section where you can help them make those improvements. All right. Number 4, try to set a meeting to discuss the digital marketing audit, DMA, digital marketing audit. But yeah, that's what the 4th thing, once you send them all of these improvements and, how you can help them or what they can do to help their own business, you want to tell them or try to set a meeting to discuss the actual digital marketing audit you sent and go over things so that way they can have a clearer understanding and you kind of, put the messaging out there that this will be very hard for you to do on your own. You don't say that directly, but you want to lead into that, right? And then the 5th part, once you actually set the meeting and go over the digital marketing audit with them, all you're going to want to try and do is set a meeting for a proposal. And that's where you actually try to sell them your services. So you've given them value, you've built a relationship with them, you've shown them what you can do to help their business. Now you actually set the meeting and you say, okay, these are what services we will try to take advantage of for you. This is how we're going to build the marketing plan for your business, and this is how we're going to get you sales. Ultimately, that's what they care about. This is how we're going to make more money for your business. And that's what you do at the proposal meeting. So that's it, guys. Don't complicate it any more than that. Use that audit to land clients. And I know that you guys, again, if you use it the way that I taught in the video and by using that template several times a day, you have to send this out. It's a numbers game. Send it out to as many businesses as possible. Send it out via messenger, email, every way that you can reach out to these businesses. Send it to them so that way they can see the value that you're able to give them. So I'm going to get out of here, guys, but I hope that video, again, was super helpful for you. So for now, guys, Jordan Steen, Serial Entrepreneur, out.